afflictions also at the seed. So these active seeds are always there with us. Only when you reach the level of arhatship, then the active seeds are gone. All the active seeds are gone. Inactive seeds, or what we call as the smell of the garlic. Smell of the garlic like metal stains are left. That is the cognitive obscurations. Okay, good. So from this, now you may be wondering, you may not be too clear about the... Okay, tell me, out of 5, which are the points you are not too clear with? Yes, Aries?
Geshe, what's the difference between elaboration of self-grasping ignorance and ignorance?
Okay, good question. The self-ignorance is the very broad umbrella. Within ignorance, there are so many kinds, subtle, gross, and so forth. And the self-grasping ignorance is one of them. One of the subtlest ones. Right? Is one of them. Any other questions related to these 5 points? 5 points in totality or 5 points individually? Any question that you might have, you did not. Yes.
Inappropriate attention is seeing an object as something more or making it bigger. So what is appropriate?
Okay, very good question. So this is what I'm waiting for. Thank you. Okay, the question is, what exactly is inappropriate attention, and how would you distinguish this from the self-grasping ignorance? How would you distinguish the first and the second? The final one, self-grasping ignorance, elaboration, and the second one, inappropriate attention. What is the difference? Okay, so let's say that, okay, by the way, today I'm seeing out of, I think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, I'm seeing a very beautiful flower. After 5, 6 years of going around the world. The involves flower from south. Okay, so beautiful. Okay, so let's say when you look at this flower, right? Okay, let's say what's the problem? This flower is okay. Is this a flower?
Yes.
Yes. This flower is a golden flower. Correct? Not correct? Not correct. Okay. This flower is a pink flower. Correct? Not correct? Correct. Okay. In what way the first one is wrong? This flower is a golden flower. In what way it is wrong? Okay, don't forget it. Number 1. Number 2, I say that, okay, this is a pink chocolate. What's wrong with it? Color is wrong? Or the object is wrong? Okay, let's say that, okay, this chocolate is brownish in color. Color wrong, object wrong. Oh, this chocolate is pink in color. The color is correct, object is wrong. Okay, this flower is pink in color. Object is correct, and the characteristic is correct. Okay, so when we speak about an object, we see that there are 2 things. One is the object, and one is the characteristic. Characterized and the characteristic. This flower is beautiful. The flower is the characterized, and the beauty is the characteristic. But this flower is not so appealing. This flower is the characterized, and not appealing is the characteristic. You're getting it? So characterized and the characteristics, there are 2 things to keep in mind. Okay, now when I say that, okay, this mobile, which is a dream mobile, this mobile is a real mobile. This mobile is a real mobile. Am I mistaken with the characterized or the characteristic? Huh? Characterized, right? This mobile is not at all mobile in the first place, right? It's not at all the mobile. There's no mobile there at all. And I say that this is a real mobile. I create the object as real. So the mistake, distortion is happening on the characterized. Distortion is happening on the characterized. This is the first ignorance. Seeing the object as objectively real. Then distortion is happening on the characteristics. This mobile is iPhone X Plus, iPhone X, right? This mobile is iPhone X, not just a mobile dream, not just a real mobile, but it's a iPhone X, right? And in the dream, if you look at it, you may see it as a 500 shekel mobile. By the way, what is the iPhone X? How much does it cost in shekel? 3,500, right? If this mobile, which is dream mobile, if you look at it very closely, you may see it as a 500 shekel the mobile, which is not iPhone X at all, right? If you look at closer, from distance you see this iPhone X. So this is the distortion is happening where? Distortion is happening where? Characterized or the characteristic? It's happening on both, which means that not only the characterized but also the characteristic. So when the distortion is happening on the characteristics, and who is distorting this? Your mind is distorting this. So false characterization of the object. False characterization of the object is known as inappropriate attention. Number one is a false character, a false. The number one is distortion of the object. Distortion of the main object is the ignorance, the first ignorance. Distortion of the characteristic is the inappropriate attention. Then on that basis, then the afflictions arise. And the afflictions will give rise to karmic karmas, which in turn will give rise to suffering. You got it? Any questions? Yes, at the back.
Yes. When you say this is pink chocolate,
Yes.
Eliminating the chocolate, don't you eliminate at the same time also the color, the aspect of the chocolate? Do you divide it into two and say that the pink is okay? You were saying pink chocolate. You didn't say this is pink and this is chocolate. So this is the question.
Okay, very good. So, say chocolate being pink. Chocolate is discarded, the chocolate color is automatically discarded. Right? But I'm seeing a chocolate pink, then you just look at it very clearly, you see it's just a flower, pink flower. You say that, okay, in fact, how I see it as a pink is correct, but how I see it as a chocolate being pink, that is wrong. Chocolate is not there, but the pink is there. This is how we can make distinction later on. You can split. Okay, yes?
If I'm looking at the flower, and I'm saying this is the most beautiful flower in the world, understand this is an inappropriate attention.
Okay.
So what I mean, what's the appropriate attention?
Okay.
Is there an appropriate attention?
This is a good question. Okay, so let's say what we're going to do is here in this class, don't forget, this question is very good. If you need a clarification, you raise the questions. All these questions, very good questions, you reserve for the group discussion. And if you want it really that everybody else should know this and I should know this, you bring it up later on during the actual questions. You getting it? You understand it? What I'm saying is, this question is very good. This question is very good. What I'm saying is that there are two kinds of questions coming up. One is clarification that you need. Clarification needed. Without this, then you could not follow the later discussions. So this you raise up here. And any other questions coming like this, keep them with you, discuss in the group discussion, and then if nothing really comes out from the group discussion, bring it here. But this question, because you have raised it, I'll do it here. This is a very good question. Getting it? Okay. So what is it? Say this is a flower. This is a flower, and I said that this is the most beautiful flower in this world. And in fact, if you go to the
Competition.
flower competition, or is there any beautiful garden in Israel?
Yes. Yaakov.
Huh? So in this we have to trust Nisimba.
Gan Nadiv.
Gan Nadiv. Okay, let's say we go to Gan Nadiv, very likely you will see more beautiful flower than this.
No.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Now what should I do? Okay.
Train up a sword.
Huh?
Train up a sword as the best one.
Oh, in episode, Ganani, Gananadiv, and in an episode, right? In episode, we go to these two places. Now you pick up one flower, which is most beautiful, right? Which is most beautiful, and you compare this. It's not as beautiful as that. Let's see. Don't come up with the third one. Okay, I have no time. Okay, so let's say that your name?
Neil.
Neil.
Neil. R.
Neil. So Neil says that this is the most beautiful flower in this thing. And then two of them bring more beautiful flower than this. And then it's, okay, what I earlier saw was inappropriate attention. Then the question is, what is appropriate attention? So appropriate attention is within the context, within the given context, this is the most beautiful flower. Within the given context. Which context? In this hall. In this hall, this is the most beautiful flower. This is the appropriate attention, right? Yes.
Sorry, but isn't by saying this flower is beautiful and beautiful is purely subjective, like, isn't that also a little bit inappropriate attention?
Why? This is beautiful, yeah. Look at it, if you don't believe.
If I don't think it's beautiful,
No, for you it's not beautiful, but for me it's beautiful.
then it's appropriate attention?
Perfect. Okay, so these discussions can happen, you know. Say for example, say the, what's your mother's name?
Gila.
Huh?
Gila.
Oh. Okay, mother and auntie both are Gila. Okay, let's see. Gila. Right? So when the Carmen looks at Gila, always sees her as mother. She never sees her as daughter. Right? Never sees her as daughter. But the Carmen's grandmother looks at Gila and sees her as daughter, never sees her as mother. You getting it? So this is all contextual. In the particular context, you can speak of only in terms of context. In the particular context, it is nice with respect to me. With respect to somebody who may not really like flowering, it may not be nice. Okay, so more discussion can happen. I'm very happy. I wish the class is like 1 week at least. Very good. Okay, so with this, what we are saying is the truth of the cause of suffering. Truth of the cause of suffering. Now, having learned this, we go through the Ye Dharma mantra. Ye Dharma hetu prabhava. All phenomena arise from causes. Phenomena, the miseries that we go through, any misery that we go through, they should arise from they have to respect the causes. What are the causes? The causes taught by the Buddha. What are the causes which the Buddha taught? To the cause of the suffering? Contaminant karmas? Hey, help me. Contaminant karmas? Afflictions? Inappropriate attention? And self-grasping ignorance, elaboration of self-grasping. These are the 4 things which the Buddha taught as the cause of suffering. If you know this, you know this part of the mantra so well, right? Generally speaking, people think about Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava. All phenomena arise from causes. Okay, yes, all phenomena arise. How? Ye Dharma Hetum Teshan Tathagato Hyavatar. What these causes are is taught by the Buddha. What are the causes? Many people will say, causes. And some people who are more learned will say, contaminant karmas and afflictions. Now you can say, not only 2, 4. You can go to details. You getting it? This is so precious. If you know this thing, then many other things will be unfolded. Okay. This is the truth of the cause of suffering. Don't forget it. The 5 points of the 5, the first 4 are indicated as the truth of the cause of suffering. Okay, what is number 3? Cessation, truth of the cessation of suffering and its causes. How to bring an end to the suffering? How to bring an end to the suffering? Tell me. Hey, how to bring an end to the suffering? Any ideas? Even those people who are new, you should be able to know it now. How to bring an end to the cause of suffering? How to bring an end to the suffering? By eliminating the cause of suffering. How to eliminate all the cause of suffering? By eliminating the root. What's the root? Self-grasping ignorance. Don't just say ignorance. Ignorance, there are so many kinds. Say self-grasping ignorance. Elaboration of self-grasping ignorance, right? Okay. How to cut this self-grasping ignorance? With the wisdom of emptiness. Very good. Okay. If you understand this way, then on the basis of the experience of the wisdom of emptiness, hopefully we'll get time to do this. On the basis of the wisdom of emptiness, or the basic experience of emptiness, then you can explain what the cessation is. What the cessation is. If you understand this, then the first stanza which we read this morning. What is the first stanza which second stanza which we read this morning? Any idea? Hey, this morning the second stanza which we read, do you have any idea? Huh?
Second what?
Second stanza which we read this morning. Any idea? Exactly. So page 2, which we read from this book, right? Okay, page 2 there. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, no sameness. I prostrate to the concept of Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace. This peace meaning the peace that you get out of the cessation of suffering and its causes. This peace that you get out of the cessation of suffering and its causes in the experience of emptiness. This peace which is freed of. Yeah, again the same word comes, which is freed of elaborations here. And then we mentioned about the elaboration of the self-grasping ignorance. You're getting it? So these are very closely connected. So, which is freed of all the elaborations of self-grasping ignorance. You getting it? Okay, when you experience this, then this experience of the truth of the cessation, suffering, and its causes. Okay, truth number 3. What is truth number 4? The path. What are the paths leading to the suffering? Right? So this path we speak about the actual path. We recite the mantra Tiyatha Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhisvaha. So this is journey. Journey means there should be at least 2 things. Right? You agree with me or not? There are 2 for journey. For any journey, there should be 2 things. One is the place where you are now, and the destination that you're going. You agree with me? Yes. Okay. Anything which connects you between where you are to the destination, that is known as the path. Where you are, this is from where you have to start the journey. Right? Gate, go. Gate, gate, para samgate, bodhisattva. How do you say this in English? Anyone? Go beyond, go utterly beyond, and establish your ultimate enlightenment. Right? Go, gate, go. Paragate, go beyond. Parasangate, go utterly beyond. Bodhisattva, establish your enlightenment. Okay, now for this journey, what takes us to the goal? From where we are to the goal, what takes us closer to the goal, this is known as the path. So this path, we see that there are 5. Of the 5, only when we reach the third one, sorry. What's the third one? Paragate. Okay, these five, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisattva. These 5, they have the specific path. They refer to the specific path. What are they? The first one, gate, path of accumulation. So this we have to learn. Particularly those who are new, you have to learn this. The first one, gate, this indicates the path of accumulation. Number 2 is path of preparation. Number 3, path of seeing. Number 4, path of meditation. Number 5, path of normal learning. Okay, path of first one, accumulation. Number 2, preparation. Number 3, seeing. Number 4, meditation. Number 5, normal learning. Okay, so of these 5 paths, the real path is, okay, my question to you. The real path is, actual path starts from the path of seeing, not the first 2. Right? Why when you reach the path of seeing is described as the real path?
There is no suspicious anymore.
There's no suspicious anymore. Anyone else? Why? Only when you reach the path of seeing, you have the real path, the ultimate path. Ultimate path. Why that is referred to as the real or the ultimate path? Why? Anyone? Yes, it is.
Because this is the only one that will lead you to true cessation. All the other ones you can accumulate. You can be a kind person, very generous, wonderful, compassionate, but you can.
Okay, the first two parts, and they will not lead you to the truth of cessation, right? Okay, my next question: how can you say that the path of seeing, and the part of meditation, these 2 can take you to the truth of cessation? Yes. You have the
They have a true antidote.
true antidote. Okay. So how come you say that the number 3 and number 4, part of seeing and part of meditation, are the two antidotes? Why not the first two? Any idea?
They're cleaning the first two, they're cleaning.
Okay.
They're cleaning the way to the clear four.
Okay, first two is a preparation, cleaning the way to pave the way to the number 3 and number 4.
Yeah.
Yes?
And then you might, maybe you have the experience of emptiness in the path of seeing.
Or you have the experience of emptiness, only the part of seeing, not doing the part of accumulation and preparation. You don't have experience.
Direct experience.
Okay, you have a direct experience only when you reach the part of seeing and above, not before that. Yes.
Don't you reach nirvana by the path of seeing?
Okay, you reach the part of seeing, when you reach nirvana when you reach the part of seeing. No. How not? How not? Anyone?
The smells of the garlic.
Okay. Smell of garlic is with the arahats, with the nirvana also they still have the smell of garlic. Yes, it is.
As long as we have afflictive obscurations, we have not attained liberation.
So the question is, okay. So which means that when you reach the part of seeing, still you have the afflictive obscurations. So you have not yet achieved nirvana. Very good. Okay. So what's my main question?
Why is
passive seeing is the
Why passive seeing is the
Okay, why the part of seeing and part of meditation, and of course the part of normal learning, these two are known as the real, ultimate part, real part. Why? Okay, this is very important. Okay, let's say, by the way, tell me, what is the purpose of the parts? Hey, tell me, what's the purpose of the part? Huh?
The cessation of suffering.
Okay, to reach the cessation of suffering. What do you mean by reaching cessation of suffering?
Eliminate the causes.
Understanding the true existence. Understanding the existence.
The absence of true existence.
Yeah.
By understanding the absence of true existence, then what happens?
Uproot affliction.
You start uprooting the afflictions by directly understanding, direct realization of the emptiness. Then you start uprooting the afflictions, right? Okay, good. Okay, good. Now let's say that how, if you have the direct experience of emptiness, it helps you to uproot the afflictions.
You see that they don't have true characteristics in themselves, and everybody can see it differently. You let go of your own grasping.
Okay, you let go of all your grasping. Don't you think that this can happen even during the first two parts?
No, because I said it before. Even if I'm a very kind, generous person, I may see that the things that I give have true existence, and that if I give something,
I agree with you, but don't you think that the first two parts, particularly the second part, you should have the experience of emptiness?
I
No?
don't see it as must be connected. I still see that I can be a great, wonderful person, but has still grasping.
Okay, how many of you agree with Irit? How many of you don't agree with Irit? That, in other words, during the first two parts, you still have the wisdom of emptiness. You still can have the very powerful experience with the wisdom of emptiness. How many of you agree with me?
But
Not directly, of course not directly, but still you should have the experience of emptiness, right? But not directly. That's true. Okay, now the question is, okay, to make it very quick, say this journey is what? Journey of the mind. Gade, gade, pare gade, right? The 5 parts is the journey of the mind. What kind of journey? Journey to cleanse the mind. You agree with me? Journey of cleansing the mind. Okay, this journey of cleansing the mind cleansing the mind meaning remove the dirt. So here, in this place, if there are dirt, right, there are two ways of cleansing the dirt. You know that? Most of you already know that, right? So one way of cleansing is, if it's very urgent, you have no time to remove all the dirt, you just cover it with a nice cloth. Cover it up with a nice cloth and put some flowers on it, right? Instead of dirt, you see it as a very, very decorated place, but the dirt is still there. This is one way of removing the dirt. Number two is actually removing the dirt. Number two, right? So during the first two parts, so people, as Edith pointed out, people are more kind, gentle, with small things. They don't get irritated. They're very calm. So like there's no anger. This person is already like a Buddha. You can see that. But in actuality, it's not. It's like the mental dust are still in the dormant state. They are covered by the say beautiful, nice thing, where the mental dust, they don't become manifest, right? Okay. Only when you reach the path of seeing, then the mental dust actually uprooted from the path of seeing, right? Because you see the ultimate reality directly. So the wisdom, seeing emptiness directly, is the counter force to overcome the self-grasping ignorance. This is the only one which can eradicate the self-grasping ignorance from its root. Okay, so with this we see that from the path of seeing, the ultimate path, the real path, is achieved from the path of seeing. Okay, good. Okay, now this is a very good background, the ground for our forum discussion. So okay, we'll stop here. Half an hour. Yeah. Tirtham gati gati paragati parasamgati bodhisvatyata om gati gati paragati parasamgati bodhisvatyata om gati gati paragati parasamgati bodhisvaha. Okay, 3 prostrations, then we'll come back at 11 sharp.